Hello everyone. Today we will read the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. Leslie Norris was a famous Welsh poet and a short story writer. The poem consists of 5 stanzas and each is made up of the 4 lines. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABCB. The poetic devices, metaphor, and personifications are used. In this poem, the poet describes the mental state of the tiger in the cage. There is a comparison between the life of the tiger in the wild state, in a natural habitat, or in the cage. So, first of all, I will read the first stanza of the poem. Then, after that, I give the full explanation of the stanza. So let's read the first paragraph. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So here, stalks means walks with pride, pads means soft mattresses, velvet means a soft cloth, then rage means anger. So here the poet explains that the tiger with vivid stripes walks hard in the cage. He looks majestic but captivated. Captivated means captured in a small cage. His pads are velvet like soft in spite of being most powerful and ferocious. He is now imprisoned and is just helpless, and he is angry but can't do anything. This sadness and helplessness gets reflected on his face. So now we will read the second stanza of the poem. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where the plump deer pass. So in this stanza, lurking means staying hiding, sliding means walking with ease. Then is plump means fat or fleshy. So here the poet pities that the tiger should have been lurking or should be moving and sliding. It means walking with ease in the tall grass instead of being in the cage. He should have been in the natural habitat, hunting and resting. Obviously, the poet implies that his freedom has been snatched from him. Because he was captured in the cage, he should have been stalking some fatty deer near a water hole and laying there expecting a good food. So now we will read the third stanza of the poem. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. So, in this stanza, snarling means growling, edge means margin, then bearing means showing naked, then his fangs means teeth, claws means nails, terrorizing means frightening. So, here in this stanza, the poet imagines what the tiger should be doing if he escaped hunting his wild game. In this case, the tiger would be growling around the houses near the jungle's edge. He would be growling near some village or showing his white fangs and the fearful claws. This way, he would be terrorizing the villagers. But the poet now
let's
implies that
stanza.
if we
But
destroy
he is locked in
the
a
natural
concrete cell,
habitats of the
his
wild
strength
animals,
behind bars,
as we are
stalking the length of his
captivating
cage,
them,
ignoring
they would be
visitors.
invading our
So
cities
in
and
this
villages
stanza,
as they
locked
have
means
started
imprisoned,
doing so now.
concrete means made of cement and stone, cell means cage, and ignoring means neglecting, not caring. So in this stanza, the poet describes that the tiger is now imprisoned in a small cage made of cement and concrete. So his unbound strength is caged in behind the bars. It means he is totally disappointed and he is not having a strength to show his power. So he moves in a despair on a stony surface of a cell, and there locked in the cage he walked around arrogantly and by ignoring all the visitors. Now, let's read the last stanza of the poem. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So, in this stanza, patrolling cars means cars to keep watch, stares means look intently, then brilliant means shining. So, here the poet explains that the tiger remains disturbed by patrolling cars even at night because number of the people were visiting there. He has lost all hopes of getting into his natural habitat. He stares at the brilliant stars, seemingly praying for the Almighty for his own freedom. He seems to be searching for some hope and rest in the brilliant stars. His eyes are brilliant, which implies that he hopes for freedom someday. So, in this poem, the poet's strong concern that the freedom should not be snatched from the wild animals. Captivity is the worst kind of punishment given to the animals living in a wild state or in their natural habitat. The poem stresses the idea and necessity of freedom and how valuable it is for everyone. Thank you so much. I hope that you will be able to understand this poem.